This is coming from the same publisher that created a game that you might know as Dinogenics, which was a bit of a sleeper hit. I didn't know what to expect when I first heard about it, but this is a game that a ton of people really like. A lot of people have heard about this game, and you might have even recognized it as well as soon as I said it, but I don't think many people know about this publisher or recognize this publisher's name, so I think this one could potentially also be another sleeper hit. There's not a whole lot of games released by this publisher yet for them to really have a track record of quality games, but just from looking into the gameplay of this one, I think it does look like a solid game. In this game, players are playing as corporations harvesting resources from the ocean floor, and players are going to have to balance how greedy they want to be because you will have an impact on the ecosystem, which is going to speed up the end of the game. The neat thing about this game is that there are 3 main paths to victory, but they all kind of stack on top of each other. You can either go for metal extraction, which is used for building your network throughout the ocean, and it's also used for research and can also just be converted into victory points. And the second way is through your research progression, and you can advance this by constructing labs and then performing research to advance your ecology, mineralogy, or zoology. And doing this will give you an immediate reward, but it can also give permanent upgrades. Making new discoveries by extracting unknown species from the ocean floor is also another way to move your research progression up, and you're going to be gaining victory points for moving up that research track. And the final main way to gain victory points is through area control by having the most structures in each of the 3 sections of the main board. And one thing that really stood out to me on the design on this one, and how I know that the designer really knows what he's doing, is because this does have quite a few really neat catch-up mechanics. Anytime a player advances in any of their tracks, it's going to give positive benefits to the other players. But then there is also a sea monster that's protective of the ocean floor, and it's going to cause havoc to the greedy players, and it will be able to be moved around, usually by the players that are being less greedy. Each turn, players are going to be choosing 2 actions to perform from their individual player boards. Each player board will have the same actions, but they might be a little bit different from player to player. And you can use any action that's available to you, but you can never use one of the actions that were used in a previous turn, so there's always going to be 2 actions that are out of bounds. And these actions allow you to do different things like move your submarine around on the board and scout for new tiles, gain income, construct buildings or vehicles, or move those vehicles around on the board, extract resources, refine ore, or conduct research. And the player with the most victory points at the end of the game wins the game.